In this AlignMix video, you will learn how to export your sales territory design to a KML file. You can then import that KML file into Tableau, Google Earth, or even Google My Maps. In this example, we will export these territories to a Google My Maps. So to do that, first open up an AlignMix file like you see here on the screen. If you've created your sales territories at the 5-digit level, then by default you are using high resolution zip codes, and we need to downgrade them to low resolution. To do that, you click here on File, and then click on Update Geography. Make sure to save your file if you haven't already. I'm going to go ahead and click on No. Now, in this drop-down, we click here and we select Low Resolution. If you do not see the Low Resolution option, that means you have not downloaded the 5-digit zip low resolution shapes. To download the 5-digit low resolution shapes, you would click on File and then click here on Download and Install Geography and then locate the low resolution one here. Click it and then you'd be able to download it. Once you've downgraded your shapes to low resolution, you can now create your KML export. So to do that export, you click here on File and then click on Export and then Export KML File. Now we can choose what kind of KML files we want to export. You can choose territory boundaries, district, region, accounts, or sales reps. You can choose one or all of these. In this example, I'm just going to do the territory boundaries, but you can also export the district and region boundaries as different KML files and then import those into Google or Tableau as well. Click here on Next, and now you can choose how the territory KML will operate. Do you want all the territories, only the visible ones? Do you want them grouped by districts? Or do you want just a batch export? I'm just going to click on all territories for now and click on Next. If you've imported data into your AlignMix file, you can now choose which data sets to omit from this export. So now remember, Google My Maps is essentially the cloud. So your company may have some policies against pulling data and putting it onto the cloud, especially if it's sensitive data. So here you can deselect any of those data sets you do not want on the cloud. Click on Next, and now you can adjust some of the default settings. We'll leave them as is, and then click on Finish. Now simply save your file somewhere where you can easily locate that KML file and click on Save. When the KML export is complete, you've finished your KML export, and now you can pull up an internet browser and go to Google My Maps. Here I've pulled up Google Chrome as my internet browser and I've typed in Google My Maps. And now simply click here on the first option and that'll take you to your Google My Maps. And then click here on Create New Map. And now you can see a map of the US has appeared, and what we do now is we click here on the Import button. And you can drag and drop that KML file here, or you can click on this blue button to select a file from your computer, and then scroll down until you find that KML file we've created, and click on Open. Now Google will take a look at this KML file and it will process it on its servers. And when it's ready, it will display all of those territories that we had created in AlignMix but now overlaid on Google My Maps. And just like that, you can see all of our territories are now shown here in the Google Maps. And if you click on a territory, it will show you a pop-up showing you all of your data that is linked to that territory. All of this data, of course, has come from the AlignMix software. This is a static image export. So basically now if you make any changes in AlignMix, those changes will not be reflected here. So a KML is a snapshot in time. So it won't reflect any changes from now on. If you do make changes in AlignMix, you'll have to do this export again and then pull it back into this Google My Maps. From here, you can choose to share this map with other users by clicking on the Share button, name it, and then you'll get a private link that you can send to other people so that they can view this map in Google. Let's click here on Close and close out of that. And that's it. You've learned how to use the KML export and then import that KML file into Google My Maps.